Hello, everyone who is ready for some intuitive and channeled messages this week. As always, this video is for those spiritual seekers that are feeling maybe stuck or needing some guidance along your spiritual path and in life. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Anika Ray. I'm a spiritual intuitive. I really specialize in soul level guidance and the Akashic records. And if you're not familiar, I'm going to be channeling these messages and guidance intuitively first, and then we're going to ground the reading with some tarot and oracle cards. And the first thing I want to tell you is the guides that are with us. What I was really drawn to today as I was preparing for the reading was a lot of, again, ascended masters, but really goddesses as well. And primarily like Isis and a lot of Egyptian symbols, a lot of ancient symbols. So a lot of ancient ascended masters. I'm getting the name Melchizedek. You may want to look this up. This is the ancient priest from Atlantis. I'm getting Isis, which is the goddess from the Egyptian mythology. Now, I just want you to know these guides are working in groups. They're coming here to amplify our energy and vibration, and they're going to share some guidance. There may be also a more trans-channel message towards the end. I'm not sure. That's what I'm feeling the pull, but let's dive right in, and we're going to first get those intuitive messages. So the first thing that I'm sensing is a lot of transformational or transitional energy, and this is really referring to spiritual growth or spiritual evolution, like what the guides generally like to call upgrades or updates. And it has a lot to do with everything that you've been working so far on. So if there is this particular topic theme, maybe it's abundance, maybe it's relationship, could be different things, but whatever you've been working on, putting in your energy, it's starting to show in your reality, and it's starting to really lead you towards where you need to go. So wherever you feel the energy is pulling you as you're transforming, and maybe certain things are not fitting you anymore. I think that's been coming out in the readings as well, like getting out of your comfort zone, trying something new, or maybe sort of like evolving in a way that it feels unfamiliar. And so follow this transformation that is an inner transformation based on everything you've done so far. Follow the guides and the energy that's guiding you towards different things, because for a lot of you, and it's been coming out in readings, there is movement. This year, it is about action, movement. It is a year, if you're not familiar, we are coming out into the lunar year and Chinese New Year, the year of fire horse, and that is that energy of movement, of like the chariot in tarot. And so you may want to utilize this year, also numerologically is number 1. Utilize that energy of the Aries, of the fire, of movement. Really feel where the energy is moving. Things may be shifting and moving. There may be some sort of like redoing of certain things, or maybe you are mastering something as well. So that could be, again, another sort of transformation of everything you've learned. Now you're trying to, and you're really applying it in the practical world so that it reflects in your reality and it requires you to take action. And so that's the first message that's coming through. Another message that's coming through is your inner child. And we know that inner child is our little you, right? This is what we associate. And it can be, the guides are saying, at any age. So that inner child is the past you. It could be you at 3 years old, you're at 7, you get what I'm saying. But they're saying, bring your inner child for a ride here. So don't leave your inner child sort of like on a back burner. And the best way to do that is to not forget playfulness and innocence that you carry inside. That's a very big message here. It's important that you have fun and you're playful and that it is innocent and that you explore, that you're curious, that you're approaching things with curiosity and openness and innocence, like the inner child. Because your inner child, for some of you, feels like it's on It's almost like your spiritual growth is over here, and your inner child, you're like, well, you don't really understand this because you're little, so you're not going to get this. So let me figure this out, but I'm going to come back and tell you a little bit later when I learn it. So some of you are super serious, myself included. When you're on the spiritual path and you're really working on yourself and you're healing, but there needs to be some fun. There needs to be some playfulness. And again, it came out in readings before, but the guys are reiterating the need for like movement as well. Anything that's playful, fun, dance could be one of those activities that initiate and include your inner child. So that's message number 2. Message number 3 has a lot to do with humanity's evolution. Now, they're saying this is only for selective few of you that are willing to be open to this because you're light workers and you do similar work that I do. Not to say that other people are not open to that, but specifically this has to do about humanity. You do have a role in humanity. Everybody does, but some of you are really in the forefront. Some of you are healer, teachers, other intuitives, tarot readers, whatever it is. Like, you don't even have to do spiritual work, but you could be a light worker. I see innovators, creatives, a lot of artists, musicians. You do have a role, and what is really important is that your message includes or embodies your purpose. So similar to what I'm doing right now is embodying these messages and expressing the purpose. There needs to be this expression is coming up again as this more of a throat chakra thing, and it could be also a lesson for you in this lifetime, because in other lifetimes you could not express yourself, or when you did express yourself, and this has been coming out a lot, is you were either ridiculed or you got in trouble. I know this sounds like a cliche, but it's worth mentioning that it is a part of the lesson here, or karmic lesson, if you will, or soul lesson, to be fearless and to come into forefront. A lot of you, that means stepping into the limelight, which may be uncomfortable for you, sharing your messages, maybe online, on the stage. Really, I'm seeing a lot of people, so some of you are really meant to step in front of masses and do mass healings, coaching, right? Like raising the vibration of humanity and on the planet. You are being called in the forefront because you are courageous, you're willing, and it is a part of your soul's purposes. And if you resonate with this, this is what the guides want you to know. This is a validation, it's a calling. It is that they're also there, and a lot of you have spent time in mystery schools with these guides, or you originate, and I know this sounds really out there and woo-woo, but just take it if it resonates. You have spent time on Atlantis, in other ancient cultures like Egyptian, Babylonian, other cultures that predate these, that were very much connected to the star beings. And again, I know this sounds woo-woo, but I'm just a messenger. There are light codes that you carry that are important, and as you activate them through expression, through your throat chakra, through your messaging, through your words, through singing, to creating. All of these things matter, and they are important to you as a soul and to others. So I hope that was helpful to you. Now we're going to go into part 2 and ground this a little bit with some tarot and oracle cards. So if you want to continue on, go ahead. If not, I'm sending you lots of love and light. Now we're in a part 2. I'm not even stopping the video. I'm just moving with this flow, which feels amazing. And we have the first, I'm going to show you the tarot cards. I already pre-shuffled. I called in the guides. This is easier because then it just leaves us time to directly focus on messages opposed to me shuffling. And again, if it resonates, it does. If it doesn't, that's okay. I'm going to show you the card, and I'm going to intuitively channel the message that comes through this tarot card. So we have this is a 7 of Pentacles, and it's interesting that this is not just abundance, but this is really, it almost feels like you're looking, or this person is looking at the tree and the fruit from the tree. So you are meant to really get again, this is coming out in readings again. If you follow my channel, it came out in the last reading about you getting awards, rewards, accolades, big milestone. This is the pinnacle of your work. You're getting into the stage where you're ready to manifest your abundance, and it specifically relates to work. So for you, this work could be about your life purpose, but it could also be, I see for a lot of you, is starting your business organization, something that, right, like you are really starting to express your purpose and you're starting to get the rewards because you are worthy. The guides want you to know you are worthy and you're working on this abundance. They know you're working on the abundance. This also means open yourself up to receive, open yourself up to a better relationship with abundance, money, prosperity. These are all qualities that you hold within, but there's a lot of karmic stuff you went through, and that could be some of the blocks to this abundance. But as you're sitting in front of this tree, it feels like you are finally getting more comfortable with bearing, right, the benefits, being in the forefront, having the abundance come to you from your gifts, talents, and abilities, from everything you worked for. Some of you are really meant to stay in that forefront and be like, I'm not saying famous or infamous, but like really standing as leadership, whether it's spiritual or just like any kind of leadership, to be in that authority, spiritual authority, and authority to others. Now, this also, the next card is the Fool. And I like that in this card, first of all, there's this inner child kind of like smirk. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a smirk in this card. And really this is, what the guides are saying is approach this cycle, because it is a cycle. It's very much about you stepping in the forefront. Approach it with curiosity, innocence, openness. The Fool often signifies new beginnings, but this is a continuation on a road, just that this is really full on manifesting, right? Like you're just like becoming this manifesting master, but they want you to really enjoy this. This is not about you just like working. This is about you actually enjoying the process, enjoying with that curiosity of a child, bringing your inner child for a ride, right? Like for this joyful ride, expressing your purposes. And then here is this beautiful card. Maybe a lot of you this is the King of Wands. Moving forward, this is an interesting card because it has kind of like, this is like a Halloweenish kind of deck. But what this instigates to me, what it tells me is that there is this, there's this energy of you bringing the fire, lighting the fire under your feet, but also you bringing that fire, like you're this fiery, passionate person that steps in front of people and commands attention. It's not in a narcissistic way. It's just that you are this, like that Leo energy, right? Like you are this charming King of Wands that mesmerizes people. Some of you could be hypnotherapist. And so you hypnotize the masses, but in a good way. This is about you moving forward with that poise, with elegance, with grace, with fire, with passion, and bring that passion into everything you're doing. So hopefully this helps you with the tarot card. We're going to move into the oracle cards from this Egyptian Book of the Dead. And we have a couple of cards that are really important that I want to also read from the Egyptian Book of the Dead Oracle. I'm going to show them to you simultaneously. So it's the Dark and it's Sekhmet, which is one of the Egyptian goddesses. So I am going to read the interpretation, but right out of this, I'm getting that, and there are pyramids here, and moon. You've gone through a lot, because this is showing me it's like that road towards, like your soul's journey has been long, and a lot of your older souls, and you probably kind of recognize that. But there's something about you being guided by this inner fire of the soul, this inner light is so present within you. So lean into that inner light and out of the darkness and everything that you've gone through, and not in a victim kind of thing. I'm just talking about like when you're an old soul, you've had a lot of experiences. And so you really want to lean into that, like lean into your shadow side, lean into your lessons, in like you are maybe even as a person. I'm actually in my midlife, so I'm in my early 40s. And so I can tell you, like, we've been through like a while now. You can feel like if you are that millennial Gen Xer, you've gone through some things and bring that experience into your life. And then Sekhmet really is about that spiritual wisdom to me. It is about like moving with that. I feel that energy almost of like that inner empowerment, that those lessons have actually empowered you to be who you are. They have not hindered you. They have given you that, like an old wine, right? Like they've given you that beautiful musky taste that you carry with you. So if you are feeling like, wow, I've been through some stuff in my life, and even if you don't, on a soul level, there is this indication. So really bring that wisdom with you. Don't hide it. Maybe you even want to talk about it. Share it with others. Now, I'm going to read as well from this oracle card, and it says here, flowing through the Egyptian duet is the river Night, which was the spiritual representation of all rivers of the world. It was a river of dark, black water, swatched in shadows and mist. When dark card turns up in a reading, is highlighting that you have been experiencing a dark night of the soul. And that's what I mean. I was feeling that you've gone through that. And this could refer to bereavement, depression, illness, or something else. But I do feel like this is kind of in the past, if you will. Whatever it is, the darkness is closing in on you and you feel you cannot endure it. It might also be that the things mean a lot to you and you are being systematically stripped away. Jobs, relationships, friendships, and so on, which we picked up on. This is a big transformational cycle. When this happens, it means that you're going through an initiation of some kind, being relieved of certain things that will not serve you in the next phase of your life. It can be hard to trust this is happening for your highest good, and then there's light at the end of the tunnel. Know that even in bleak times, new blessings are being sown in the darkness, and have patience. I feel like, though, if you're still going through that, take this message. If you have gone through that, which is what I'm feeling intuitively, acknowledge it and bring it, because those wounds, those scars are really a part of your wisdom. Now we have Sekhmet, which I want to read as well. Sekhmet was the lion-headed warrior goddess. Warrior, that's what I was sensing, the sense of empowerment. At the Egyptian pantheon, her energy is vibrant, strong-willed, and feisty. She's associated with both love and war because there is frequently a very fine line between the two. If this goddess is present in the card reading, that she's telling you that the battle is coming, which you must face. Fear not, for she will be with you every step of the way. Sekhmet cautions you not to be afraid of conflict, but to focus on and embrace the peace which follows. If someone is targeting you in a negative way, if they're fool enough to cross you, show them your claws. Be fierce and unstoppable, just as Sekhmet is. Never cower before your enemies. Purr to draw them in closer, then strike with all your might. This goddess comes to give you courage and strategy. With Sekhmet on your side, you can be assured of your victory. I feel like, though, this is more about empowerment. Walk, like as I'm saying, like you are walking with this wounds and scars, but you're walking in really empowered to show that you're still there standing. Okay, we have a few more cards that I want to get to. We have Life is a Dream Within a Dream from this beautiful deck of Law of Positivism. And I have to say that, listen, I really love this image. And when I look at it, this is calling me into what I love to do, which is Akashic Records. I don't know if you're drawn to the records. I do them separately than my intuitive and channeled work, but I love it. I started with that work, and I just want to say Thoth, Thot, is one of the deities and goddesses, kind of, I don't know how to really express it. He is the teacher from, like, really from the Akashic records. That's what I know from Egyptian or ancient versions of this. He's the holder of the emerald tablets. This is, to me, representing that your soul's wisdom is more inherently there for you than you actually know or notice. So if you're drawn to the records, you also may be the librarian of the records, which means the reader. Explore that further. But life is a dream within a dream. It really, to me, symbolizes that, first of all, don't give up on your dreams. Life is a dream. That means you're manifesting and you're co-creating in this lifetime. So use your soul's wisdom to co-create a reality that you are meant to have. Yes, there are certain things that you signed up for, and there is destiny around that, and there are certain things you're going to experience regardless because they're part of your path and purposes. But there are so many much more things in between that you're actually meant to experience and co-create with the reality. Thoth wants to really implore you to not be afraid of your own inner wisdom. Now I'm going to read. The meaning could be totally something different, but that's what I was picking up on. What is the difference between the awake and dream states? Our dream and sleep states allow us to enter space and time beyond the limitations of the physical experience. This transcendence is so crucial that both animals and humans do this naturally as part of our soul's path here. Not only is a dream state another form of existence, but it also merges with the benignness of this current reality. So to connect deeper to your dreams, you need to make sure to prioritize your sleep and get enough hours of sleep to enter in and out of your dreams and deep sleep. This actually explains why I'm being called into the channeling today. So this is really about sleeping, but I don't feel it that way. I really feel like this is calling you inwards into that expanded state of consciousness. So symbols are really clairvoyance again, and that's what I was feeling, like more like that dream state, like trans-channel state, Akashic records, all of that. Moon is a very big symbol. Magnolia, which is an essential oil, is an innocence and purity. So take out of this message what resonates. I just kind of felt more intuitively inclined. The other card is the goddess of the ancient skies, Temple of Lapis Lazuli. Listen, if you're drawn to this, again, this is very symbolic today of the Akashic records. Blue is everywhere. And a lot of symbolism here, a lot of Egyptian symbolism. This is from the Alana Fairchild, the Isis Oracle. I love Alana Fairchild. She's one of my favorite creators and spiritual teachers. And right away, what I'm really sensing is the throat chakra. And we mentioned that in the first part, if you watched the first part of the reading. This is about self-expression, but also in a healing way. So you're healing through words, whether it is your words or you have actually done a lot of inner work with journaling or, therapy or whatever it is. Breath work is also showing up, as breath is very important in manifestation. So they want you to use your throat chakra as well in manifestation. The conscious breath is something that I've had to learn from the breath work. If you're drawn to breath work, really try it because it is absolutely amazing. There are some amazing breath work teachers. I would highly encourage you to try that in person first so they can teach you how to do the conscious breath. It really opens you up to that state of expanded consciousness. But that's what they want to tell you is this is where you're meant to really heal through your words or through words. Now, let me see what it says in this Alana Fairchild's workbook here. So this is calling you to ritual to heal in the Temple of Lapis Lazuli. So if you have any crystal of lapis, any jewelry or any deep blue toned clothing, candles or crystals such as sodalite, that you would like to use in your healing space as you complete this ritual, please do so. You may also wish to use any crystals that align with higher vibrations of crown chakra, such as phenacite, aphelite, denberite, or clear quartz, placing them around you as you sit comfortably with your spine relatively straight. Close your eyes and imagine traveling within yourself on your breath. That's what I was picking up, is the breath. Until you enter a peaceful, open, vast space behind your eyes. You sense a vibrant, dark, indigo blue sky, rich like velvet, dotted with golden lights like glorious stars. The sky and its stars feel ancient, endless, seem to exist beyond time and space. You feel at home, longing and heart-opening fill you with being, a deep remembering that you cannot quite explain, or sense a flow of love from the great beings that animate the stars. So just briefly, because there's like a lot of explanation here, there's also an invocation. So I'm going to read the invocation, but imagine yourself being transported into this beautiful temple of lapis lazuli. It's all blue, surrounded by the sky. You can call on the invocation, and the invocation goes like this. I call on the temple of lapis lazuli. I call upon the beings of love unconditionally. I call forth the awakening of my own inner eye. I call forth my wisdom from the people of the sky. I call on the protection, peace, and wisdom within me. I now declare that I am here and free. Check out this Isis Oracle from Alana Fairchild, and you're going to find that Temple of Lapis Lazuli. That's the card, and it really goes by titles here. So wonderful, wonderful messages. Just for the last two cards, I know we covered a lot, but bear with me as I want to bring in some angels, and then I do feel like I want to channel a little bit in a trans-channel state. So we have these two beautiful cards that are angelic cards, and I'm not even going to really do intuitively. I'm just going to read you from this Heart and Soul Angel cards what this means. And we have archangels Ramiel, guardian of clarity, and this card is clarifying life issues with angelic light, and this is this card. So sorry, you hear my crystals bouncing over here, but this is about really advising you to clarify your current life situation. You may feel surrounded or fenced in by life's challenges, unable to see yourself or your path clearly. This clouding of issues could be preventing you from wholeheartedly pursuing your true heart's desire. So if anything is blocking you, and I really feel this is more karmic than anything else, call in or Archangel Ramiel, R-A-M-I-E-L. And then we have another, that last card is Guardian Angel of Awareness, Zephon, Z-E-P-H-O-N. This card is of appreciation of life and nature's secrets. Zephon offers you different levels of support according to your need. He brings increased awareness of how to achieve true heart's desire. Perhaps you have been trying too hard to make something happen in life. Zephon's counsel is that you cannot force the peace, for such desire will only come about at the perfect time. So Zephon and the other archangel, call upon the archangels and you will be fine. I hope that this resonated with you. I'm going to offer you just a quick little channeled message instead of frequencies, which I always do, but I do see ones. So new beginnings are upon you, my friend. 111 is a great angelic frequency. I do also see sevens. And as I was driving today on my way to get coffee, I did see 777. So new beginning, spiritual growth, and sevens, a lot of times, check the seventh house of relationships. Relationships are a big part of, like this year is a big theme, seems like. Relationship with self, relationships with others. So if you're drawn to that, check your seventh house and see if there are any transits in the seventh house. So that's what I've been guided to tell you. And the seventh house is this house of relationships and, partnerships. So on that note, why don't we call into the goddess of Isis and see what comes through in a trans-channeled state. I'm going to close my eyes so that I can really transmit this message. I'm going to go into much deeper states of awareness and expanded state. Dearest ones, we are with you, watching you as you are going through your own evolution. And that evolution is evolutionary itself. You may have tried this in other lifetimes, but now in this lifetime, you come into alignment with who you truly are. You are uncovering the secrets of what you know internally as to you being the being of light and love and wisdom, connected to all there is. And that truth resonates so deeply, doesn't it? And we want to amplify your energy, so put yourself in the space where you can receive the love and the light and the guidance, because we are walking this path with you, and we want to call you into that heart-centered space. Rely on your heart. Listen to what the heart is telling you, where the heart is guiding you. And we want to amplify your healing by allowing you to open up to different levels of healing. You are a healer yourself, but don't forget that only a healed person can heal others. And so it is. Whew, all right. I felt that in my palms, and it is a powerful message. I want to send you lots of love and light, and thank you so much for being a part of my channel, for listening to these intuitive channeled messages, for following me. If you don't already follow me, please like, subscribe, click that notification button, share this video with others that are on a spiritual path like you are. And if you're looking for more guidance and more of support, I do offer readings, both intuitive and Akashic. I will leave the links in the description. Sending you lots of love and light, and I'll see you next time.